Salutations everyone, and welcome to What Mattered, the show where I tell you what mattered in the news this week. At CES, PDP unveiled a charger for your Xbox One controller that will charge it in 1 minute. Now, if only Microsoft can figure out a way to sign you in under a minute. Like, why did they change that? An alleged source over at Kotaku has said that there will be no Assassin's Creed title this year, that instead the next Assassin's Creed title will be coming out next year in 2017, and it will be based in Egypt. Now, we all remember shortly after Unity's release, there were these leaked promo images of the next Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed Victory, that was set in London. That turned out to be true. Codename Victory changed over to Syndicate, and everybody was happy. So it'll be interesting to see if these rumors end up being true as well. We know that they should be announcing their next game sometime soon, as well as possibly Watch Dogs 2, which according to said source will be taking place in San Francisco. I think it's okay that there's a year layoff for Assassin's Creed titles to give everyone time to catch up, because myself, I'm still behind, haven't finished Black Flag, never even touched Unity or Rogue, and really want to get into Syndicate, and to be honest, haven't even started playing Watch Dogs yet. But I do look forward to playing those games, and an Egyptian title would be very interesting and completely different from what we had seen so far in the Assassin's Creed titles, and that will be definitely less populated, really less huge tall buildings to climb. So if the rumors are true, that would be very, very interesting. Of course, people always want, a samurai assassin or a Chinese assassin, Indian assassin, just all the different periods of time in all places across the world. Egypt looks like a prime place, depending on where in history it does happen to take place. But regardless, I think we're okay. Well, with just 1 year without an Assassin's Creed title. We have the movie. That's enough. That's enough. We are only 1 week into the new year, but we already have our first AAA title that has been pushed back to 2017, Scalebound, the Xbox One exclusive title about dragons made by Platinum Games, the makers of Bayonetta. And of course, the same old spiel. We got to focus on the game and the scale and make sure everything's fine and dandy. Standard stuff. This is gonna hurt Microsoft a little bit because this was an exclusive title to them, but it's not like, Gears 4 is being pushed back. This is a brand new IP by Platinum, and as long as it's polished and it looks good and it is awesome when it comes out, that is what matters most, not when it comes out, but the quality of the game. And when it comes to new IPs, the current generation of consoles haven't really had one on their own to really latch onto, like Gears of War had for the 360 or Uncharted had for the PS3. So I think we're all waiting to see what new IP will grasp this generation of consoles and make it its own. Will Scalebound be that one for the Xbox One? Who knows? Nintendo's stock slipped 5% this week due to a Nomura Securities analyst saying that the release of the Nintendo NX will eat into the 3DS and Wii U sales, with its concept being revealed in May or April and having the console unveiled in June and then released in the holiday. Now, we do know from all of the rumors that the supposed NX will be replacing the 3DS and the Wii U in a console portable hybrid type thing. We still have no idea. This will be like the big story of the year. People speculating about the Nintendo NX. It's what a lot of people want to talk about because we know absolutely nothing about it, except it might be coming out this year and Nintendo is making it. Those are like the two things that we can really know at this point. There's all these, patents that people are seeing that Nintendo's making. Like, oh, that means they're doing this and this and this. And that's really ambitious. That's really ambitious. Who knows? Who knows? It's going to be this powerful. It's going to be that powerful. We have no idea. But apparently Nintendo's stock is hurting because the 3DS and Wii U sales are going to be eaten into due to the NX, which we already know has had, their first, speculative shipments, like, you know, they've dumbed down those projections. They're not as high as they once were. Yeah, so expect a lot of people to talk about the NX, but as long as it matters, I'll be talking about it. Believe it or not, we have reached the 20th year anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! And due to that anniversary, Konami is releasing not one, not two, but 3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Games this year. In the spring, Android and iOS users will be getting Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, and in the spring, there will be a 3DS release, and sometime in the winter, like not right now, but you know, like December, November, possibly, even though that's not winter. It's just, you know, jargon. There will be a new console release, and not abandoning its console game that it made last year, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. They said that they will be giving an update to the game, which I feel is much needed. I don't know if they're talking DLC or if they're going to update the ban list, which the game launched with March 2015 ban list, and that's really frustrating because so many different metas are changed. Anyway. Hopefully there'll be an update to the ban list and possibly some new content, whether free or you gotta pay for it. Either way, the current DLC is a little too expensive for what you actually get from it, so there are definitely improvements to be made on that game, but it is still very good. And speaking of anime, Funimation and Sony have banded together to make their own anime streaming network service. You will be able to simulcast 400 plus titles, both subbed and dubbed, which is kind of different. A lot of anime streaming services only offer one and you don't get to choose, and it's usually subbed. So this way you'll get a choice, so everybody's happy. And all the Funimation titles, you know, including like Dragon Ball Z and, you know, Attack on Titan, anything that Funimation has allocated to their own production here out west from the Nihon. This service will be available in May for iOS, Android, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, PlayStation and Xbox consoles alike. There are no pricing tiers available if they're gonna go with, you know, different tiers, as Funimation has already done in the past. So that could be interesting to see if they can give Crunchyroll and other anime streaming services a run for their money. Funimation, kind of a big name when it comes to anime out here in the West, and it could be pretty cool. And for those of you waiting for your live action TV shows to finally start back up in the winter and early spring, we have pretty much all the release dates for the next coming months. We know that Legends of Tomorrow comes out on the CW January 21st. Lucifer comes out on Fox January 25th, based off of the Sandman spin-off Vertigo comic, where the devil himself is working for the LAPD. And we also know that Game of Thrones will be returning April 24th. And we also know that HBO is currently pursuing a season 7 and 8 for Game of Thrones. They want that puppy to run through at least 2018. So we all can hope that that's going to happen. And with the amount of money that they make, pretty sure they're going to be signing that one off real quick. As long as we can get the content and the creator people and all that stuff situated. I know the books still haven't come out. They need to catch up and the whole thing. What's up with Bran and the thing that happens at the end of the last season that everyone's going to be talking, speculating about, and who knows what happened. I don't know, you don't know, but we're all going to think and hope a lot of the same things. So yeah, the TV season is going to be thrust upon us very soon. Any hooting in the blowfish, that is what mattered this week. If you would like to know what matters in the future, you can hit the subscribe button. One of these comes out every single Saturday. Hope you all enjoyed. Leave your comments below on anything I mentioned this week, and I'll see you guys next time.